Okay, guys, in this video here, I want to introduce you to selling to what we call a direct buyer or a wholesaler. So I'm here, this gentleman right here, his name is David Becerra. He's the owner of a company called Zelphone. So what they do is they actually buy from the local phone flippers, and they're selling the devices overseas to the final end users. So why do you want to sell to a direct buyer versus, let's say, selling a phone on eBay? Well, I'm going to show you, we did a breakdown of some devices that I've got to sell. We're about to do our listings this week, and I went over some prices with David, and this is what he's going to be selling. These are the prices that he'll be giving me for these particular phone models versus what I could sell on eBay. So I wanted to give you a little comparison to see, the advantage to selling to a direct buyer, and there's some disadvantages as well. So I want to kind of break down when you want to sell on eBay and when you want to sell to a direct buyer. We made this little list right here. These are the phones. I've got a pile of phones that we're ready to sell that we picked out that Dave is able to give me more than eBay on. So the first one we had here is an iPhone XS 512 gig for Xfinity. Now, Xfinity is what's called the CDMA carrier, right? So that's like what Sprint is or Verizon. And you'll see on the price sheet in a second that I'm going to share with you how this works. So let's just skip that for now, and I'll get back to that in a second. So on this particular phone, they're paying $520. Okay, so they make a payment through either PayPal, friends and family, or they wire it directly into your bank account. So you save a little bit on the fees that way, so you don't have to pay the PayPal fees with friends and family, or you get a direct wire, which helps a little bit. Now on eBay, this particular phone is selling for $550. But now with eBay, you have 10% fees to eBay, and you have 3% to PayPal. So that's 13%. So we took the 13% of what they're selling on eBay for and subtracted that, and you're netting $478.50 by selling this on eBay, where the direct buyer, David in this case, is paying me $520 for this same phone, and I don't have to pay for shipping, and I don't have to pay any fees. So I'm going to end up making myself an extra $42 on this phone right here than if I was to sell on eBay, which is a nice little extra profit, right? So then we have an iPhone XS Max 64 gig right here. He's paying $500. Now these are new open box, and what that means is they're new in the box, but they're not sealed, right? They're not sealed, so they still have the plastic on the phone. This is really important. I'm going to talk about it in the next 1 or 2 videos that I do, how to figure out what grade it is, because you'll see like this phone here is grade A. You'll see new open box. I'll show you how you figure out what that is. But in this situation, he's paying $500 for this phone, iPhone XS Max for Sprint. Okay. Now the eBay price at the time of shooting this video was $530 for this phone. Now chances are you're going to be watching this a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months from now. Whatever these eBay prices are of course going to be different, and there's going to be newer phones and things like that. But at the time of shooting, this is what we appraised that phone on eBay. So after fees, after the 13%, 10% to eBay, and 3% to PayPal, we would net $461 on this phone, where David is able to pay us $500 directly with no fees. So we're going to, make an extra $39 profit. So just on 2 phones right there, we've got close to $80, right? It was 42 here and 39. Yeah, it was just about $80 in profit extra just from those 2 phones, right? And then we have 8 iPhone 7 Pluses here that we're sending him. We happen to get quite a few iPhone Pluses at our stores regularly for some reason. And he's offering us $150. Now on eBay, they're selling for the same price. They're selling for $150, but then we have to pay the fees, so we only net $130. So on those phones right there, we're going to end up making $20 by sending it into Zelphone versus selling it on eBay. So that's an extra $140 profit plus the $80. Now we're at $220 extra profit for the week. And then we have this iPhone XS Max. This one's a new in box. Zelphone's paying $580. eBay is actually even selling lower than what he's paying even before the fees, which is pretty crazy. So this one's a really good price that we're getting. So we would normally net only $505 on this particular phone, the XS Max, but Zelphone's paying $580. So we're making actually $75 extra on that. So we're up to $295 in profit just from these few phones extra. Right? So as you can see, it's just kind of free money, right? Now this one here on iPhone 7 for Sprint, this is a grade B. Not a big difference. The net on eBay is going to be 87. They're paying 90. Just an extra $3. But cool thing is you never have to deal with the returns. You're not going to have to deal with eBay messages and things like that. It's going to be nice and easy. You can send it in. Now, here's where you don't want to send in a phone. Sometimes, you know, they're not able to pay the type of prices. Sometimes you will make, and a lot of times you will make more on eBay. So I'll show you how you figure that out. So most direct buyers, right, you don't have to use Zelphone. You can find other direct buyers, but if you like Zelphone, you can use them. They have what's called a price sheet. So this is the price sheet, and I'll probably put this price sheet link somewhere in the description of this video here or on this page that you're watching this. So look in the description. You can probably find a link for this if you want to just look it over yourself, right? So this has all of their information, so you can contact them if you need to. Then you go to these little tabs down here, and you'll see here's the grading scale to figure out what the condition the phone is, and then here's the price list. So for example, like, you know, we went to this one, iPhone XS 512 Xfinity. We're going to go to the price sheet, iPhone XS, and we're going to go to 512 gigabytes. Now, it's not a lock. This is going to be a CDMA. So see where it says CDMA, 512, and it looks like open box is 520. So you can see the price sheet right there. Sealed, looks like it's about the same price on that. Okay, so they have tabs for new iPhones. The iPhones you're probably going to get the most money on, so you're most likely to send iPhones into a direct buyer because they're able to get the most overseas for those. Okay. They also buy Samsungs. So if for some reason you're watching this and you're not selling on eBay or you've got eBay limits, you can still send all kinds of phones instead of just Sprint, AT&T, T-Mobile. But sometimes they're a little less. So for example, let's take a look here. If we go on my eBay account, let's find a couple phones we had here. Let's say we have this iPhone 8 Plus for T-Mobile, right? Which we're selling right now for $289 on eBay. So after fees, let's say that's about 31 bucks. We're going to net probably about 258, 260. And let's see what they're paying on that. 258 and so we go to used. We'll go to iPhone 8 Plus. And this was a 64 gigabyte. So used condition, it would be 220. So in this situation, I mean, it's still pretty decent if you wanted to, you know, sell it to them. But in this situation, you make about $40 more selling on eBay versus the direct buyer. So what I found, you know, working with David, we found that the AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon better to sell on eBay if we want to increase profits. But the Sprints were more money to sell to Zelphone. So we're selling now the Sprints. So you can make your own decision after you look at the price list, what's worth selling. You know, you're going to want to sell some on eBay to increase your profits, and then you're going to want to sell some to a direct buyer. And you might be able to find some direct buyers that maybe pay a little more on AT&T Mobile. I'm not sure, but I'm just giving you off based on what Zelphone is paying. And, you know, they're pretty well-known name in this industry. So Samsungs, you can also do Samsungs. The Samsungs are always going to be pretty low with direct buyers. Not low, but it's going to be significantly lower than eBay typically. But if you just want a quick sale and you just want to move stuff fast, you don't want to deal with the eBay returns, then you can still do that. Just know that you're going to make a little bit less profit. You'll be able to flip your cash faster. You make a little bit less profit, but you can still do it that way if you'd like and send it in. Let's see. Also, they buy iPads. So I don't know if every direct buyer buys iPads, but one of the cool things about Zelphone is they also buy cracked devices. So they buy cracked LCD and cracked, and they pay pretty good prices on the cracked stuff still, which is great, especially for Sprint. And they also buy iPads, and their iPad stuff is usually higher than eBay. So if we looked at like what they're paying for an iPad Pro sealed in the box, it came out to better than what eBay's paying after fees as well. So the iPads were pretty decent. So I recommend definitely selling those. Let's see, David, did I miss anything at all on this?
No, I think you covered everything. Definitely.
Okay. So what's going to happen is in the next videos, we're going to walk you through how you figure out what the conditions of the phone are, because you know you're going to have new open box, you're going to have crack, you're going to have grade A, and you want to make sure you kind of know about this stuff before you send the phones in, right? Big things that's really important. You want to send your phones to a trusted person. Most direct buyers, you're going to have to send the phones in first, and then they're going to pay you, right? They're not going to pay you first because they don't, you know, a lot of direct buyers, they don't know who you are. You know, a lot of direct buyers are found through relationships or referrals. You know, there's not really like a place to, you know, to find direct buyers. They're, you know, they'll either find you on eBay and they'll message you on eBay and say, hey, you know, I'm looking to buy more of these phones. Do you have any? So you get some direct buyers that way. You'll get direct buyers by networking with people and other phone flippers and say, hey, who's a good direct buyer? Or you get, you know, that's the best way is to find a referral, someone that's dealt with that is trusted, that's not going to take your phones and rob you. There has been some nightmare stories where, you know, someone sent their phones in to someone who said they were a direct buyer, and then they never got their money, and, you know, the phones were gone. And that's terrible. I don't want any of that to happen to you guys. So make sure whoever you do send it to is a trusted person that's done business in the community, that has a good, you know, a good reputable name. So I dropped a lot on you guys here today. So I hope that's everything. In the next videos, we'll show you how to grade this stuff, and then also how to make an invoice so you get it prepared and send it in. Any other last things in this video, David, that I should cover, you think? You got everything?
I think I just want to throw in for our suppliers that get decent quantities. We do provide shipping for people who want to ship in 10 devices at once, which is, you know, really beneficial to people who, especially, you know, an insured box for 10 devices at an average of, you know, $200 per device. It's the shipping can get pretty expensive, so we like to throw in that bonus for our suppliers that do.
Okay, so you're also paying for the insurance as well if they were to send you devices,
yeah.
You're going to pay for the insurance on the phones and the shipping for them, so they could save some money on that too. And that's great too if you have a direct buyer that's going to do that for you, because, you know, the shipping, I mean, it's not a lot on these phones, but, like, you know, phones like this in the box, it's going to cost like $5 for a priority. And if I've got 10 phones, it's $50 in shipping I'll end up paying. So, you know, if they're going to eat the cost of that, that's just some extra, you know, money. $50 a week it's saved in shipping times 4 is $200 a month, right? It's a car payment for free. So, you know, little things like this is just extra free money to have, and that's why it's kind of nice to have a direct buyer like that to sell to. Yeah, so that'll conclude this video. In the next one, we'll show you guys how to grade it and also create the invoicing. So see you soon.